Greetings, it's Vaygrim. Welcome to a Monday night vlog. It's Monday, July 27th, 2015, and it is about 10:20 in the evening. I have been marathoning season 3 of Persons of Interest. Really good TV show. I liked it. I saw season 1 and 2 and then kind of lost contact with it. Yes. Let's see. So in the past 2 weeks, Vaygrim's Chance 1.08, right? We did this big reset, and I updated all of the mods to the absolute latest, newest that I could find. We're on a beta of Ender.io. I'm not big on that, but whatever. I like stable release versions, but it seems like it's been pretty rock solid. Tarag's been doing really good work on that front. Updated Buildcraft to 7.0. Oh gosh. I think Better Chests has been updated. The last version for 1.7.10 of Random Things got updated. RF Tools, huge update. We were on 2.73 or something like that, and McJitty's just been crazy. So we're on like 3.11 now of RF Tools, and I cannot wait. So tomorrow is going to be the final test. I'm going to get to the test version. I'm going to see if I can actually upgrade my single-player world with it. And a backup, a copy. I'm going to see if I can actually update my single-player world, a copy of it, and see if it survives. Now, there are certain mods we have not updated specifically because, like Mechanism, I can't because it's not guaranteed to work. There is no support transitioning from 7 to 8, and that's fine. We're stuck on 7. I'll deal with it. But like, there's been big updates to Ender.io from 2.2 to 2.3. Those are supposed to be cross-compatible, but I need to double-check. We've jumped from Buildcraft 6 point something to 7 point something, and I need to double-check and make sure that works. There's a lot of stuff. I think there's been an update to crafting pillars. Like I said, there's an update to adjustable chests. Yeah, a lot of updates. RF Tools, but that one's going to be cross-compatible. It's fine. But yeah, I'm very excited, but that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow afternoon. If that works, then Wednesday afternoon, I'm going to bundle it all up and push it out to the Technic server, or the Technic launcher, and then pass it on to the people I have that maintain the FTB and ATL launchers. And there's more news on that front, but I'll get to that in a second. So the big thing on what happened Wednesday, linchpins on what happens tomorrow. I did not get an episode yet of Vaygrim's Chance today. I have not. I'm probably going to try and see if I can just record it tonight and push it out tomorrow morning. But the Mojang auth servers have been down all day, and honestly, I just didn't feel like dealing with it. So it's like adjusting settings for offline mode, and then I'd have to get my skin and make a resource pack that overlays steve.png with my skin, so it looked like me and not Steve, because I hate recording with Steve. I want to record as me. So it's just me though. That's my psychosis. So I spent the time, instead of waiting around and fighting the Mojang auth servers, I spent the time instead working on, oh gosh, I recorded 3 episodes of Dragon Age Origins, one of which I put out that was supposed to be the Saturday episode. Sunday. I recorded 3 episodes of Transistor. I recorded 4 episodes of the class training for Gods of Skyforge. Lot of stuff, and I still don't even have all of it rendered, but I have a lot of it rendered and uploaded. Not all of it, but like 2/3, maybe something like that. 50%, 60%, somewhere in there. So I have a whole bunch of stuff scheduled for the second channel for Wednesday, for tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm already rendering stuff that's going to be for Friday and Saturday into next week. So the only thing I'll have to do in the mornings is the primary channel. Get up, record an episode, put it out. I even have something that I'm going to air later in the week for the primary channel. And I'm recording something else tomorrow. So I'm trying to afford myself as much time as possible so that I have a whole bunch of time to work on first testing tomorrow to see if I can update. If I can't, then everything's going to get put on hold, but I'm hoping I can. If I can update my world is fairly complex, so I think that it is a good test bed. If I can update it safely to the new pack version, then I'll go ahead and bundle the whole thing up on Wednesday. But basically, I am working my butt off yesterday and today, to be able to do that. Yesterday was the block jam. I think it went really, really well. Question mark. There were some bumps because they apparently had somebody that was organizing the thing that bolted on them at the last minute. So the people that were left behind had to pick up the pieces and organize the event in less than 5 days, I think it was. Because the other person that left basically, I don't know the details, but it didn't go very well. There was one person that was running it and then left. So the people that were stuck behind with an already scheduled event had to, make it happen. And they did. I think they've definitely learned their lesson. The Block Jam people, I think they've definitely learned their lesson. And in regards to, they want to do it in 6 months. Same event, same kind of stuff. They want to do it again in 6 months, and I think they've learned their lesson on how to iron out some of the bumps, and I think it's going to be better. But it was pretty good. I did an hour-long Q&A, and it actually went pretty quick. Lots of questions. I hung around a little bit beforehand, a little bit afterwards, and saw some other panels. I did not get a chance to see the event all the way to the end, and there was an after party that I wanted to join in on, and I didn't get a chance to, specifically because I was working my butt off to try and build a buffer up for later this week so I can work on the pack. Because if I can do that, then I can work on the pack and finally get the 1.08 update for Vaygrim's Chance, the mod pack, out of the door and working. It has been haunting me since January. Most people don't realize the 107 update I requested. It was Christmas Eve when I pushed that out. And Sean and Trunks didn't get a chance. Sean WCOM and Trunks 9809, the other guys that help maintain the other launchers, they didn't get a chance to push it out because of the holidays until like the day after Christmas. So it was Christmas when that update went out. It's been 6 months. And I know a lot of people probably think that my pack is dead, but I really have not been wanting that. It's just that there was a lot of problems with updates on, like, first it was Buildcraft 6 point whatever and Forge Multipart. Then it was the fluids update. That screwed a whole bunch of mods over. Forge altered the fluids dictionary, so some mods did update and some mods didn't, and it's like, yeah, that was a nightmare. Then there was a problem with Forge Multipart itself. Then I started running across some crash bugs and some other mods. It was just one thing after another was a nightmare. So that was not fun. And I'm happy that I finally have it out. I think now we're on the other side of major Forge changes, major mod changes. I think it's going to be a lot better if I want to do a 109 and a 110 update. But I mean, to be brutally honest, I could see 108 as being the last one because there's a lot of mods in my pack that I can't update anymore. Or because, like, random things, Lumian's moved on to 1.8. I don't know why. Nobody's on 1.08 yet. I have no clue why he's only doing 1.08, but that's his prerogative. Lumion pushed on to Minecraft 1.8. So he's doing 1.8 Minecraft, and I'm stuck on 1.7.10, and there's all these bugs still in random things that won't be fixed. Those are issues we're stuck with, unfortunately. Like, don't use ender letters. Bad things happen. It's a neat feature, but bad things happen. Ender.io is getting actively developed, and it's got support, across versions, so that's beautiful. RF Tools is getting updated, and it's got major support from McJitty. That's awesome. Project E is getting updated in big ways by big improvements in Project E behind the scenes. Lots of stuff you don't see is getting put into there. By Sinkiller J and a whole bunch of other people that I can't remember. Let me think, what else? I can't update Mechanism. I can't update random things. I think the author for Dim Storage considers it the version of DIMM storage we have is final for 1.7.10, and he's moved on to 1.8. Let me think. We've had to put in chicken chunks because Dimensional Anchors by Immovis doesn't work. So we've had to put in another chunk loader mod to supplant the one that was broken. And there's no updates coming out for that because Immovis is in college. He's got real life stuff or something. I don't know what. Anyway, it's complicated. It's getting where the list of things that I can update is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So I don't really foresee there being, if there is going to be a 109 update for the pack, it's going to be very small. It's going to be like Ender IO, RF tools. I think in the last several months, there's only been one update or two maybe for Blood Magic, and they've been very minor bug fix updates. Way of Flowing Time has kind of moved on. Not moved on, but he is focusing on Hemomancy right now for 1.08 or 1.8 Minecraft. Again, I don't know why. Because everybody that I hear talk about 1.8, it's like horrible behind the scenes and it's hard to code for, and performance issues and stability issues and everything that changed from 1.7.10 to 1.8 is going to change in 1.9. So why go to 1.8 when you're going to have to not just update your mod or rewrite your mod to a certain extent, but totally from scratch overhaul your mod? And I do understand that going from 1.6.4 to 1.7.2/1.7.10 was probably as close to rewriting a mod as possible, but I don't think it compares to going from 1.7 to 1.8 and then 1.8 to 1.9. I don't think the magnitude is as different. At least that's the impression I get. But that's neither here nor there. Big thing is that there's a lot of mod authors that have either stopped updating for 1.7.10 or they've stopped for 1.7.10 and they're moving on to 1.8. So I have a lot of mods in my pack that are now basically abandonware. Like Easy Crafting Table. The author for that hasn't updated it in months and months. I sent bug fixes in November, and they never got addressed. The guy's busy. He's got real life, and I can't blame him. But it's the reality of things. iBench, little handheld crafting table thing. I put that in the pack, and the guy said, "Oh, I got all these big plans." He put out one version of it, and then he put it on update, and then it stopped. And I haven't heard anything back from it since. So I put it, as soon as I put it in my pack, it died. Easy Crafting Tools, as soon as I put it in my pack, it died. Easy Crafting Table. Yeah, there was a long stretch of time where I thought that crafting pillars had died, but the mod author for that has come back and he's doing some work on it, so that's good. But it's been a tough road. So fingers crossed, I might be able to actually get an update from my mod pack out that's 6 months overdue. Well, 5 months overdue, realistically. But yeah, it's been a nightmare. I cannot wait to get it out. Will I ever do another mod pack of my own again? Maybe. I don't know. But I really love having things fine-tuned my way. My pack is perfect for my playstyle. It is absolutely dead on for what I want. And I have never found that in any other mod pack. There's always something I have to tweak or something I have to adjust. And I could just use, FTB Infinity, but use these config files. I could do that. That would be really easy. It wouldn't be against any rules, wouldn't be any problems, because I'm not distributing the mods. I'm distributing the config files. So maybe I'll do that in 1.8 or 1.9. But in 1.7, I think probably 1.08 or maybe 1.09 is probably going to be the last update for the pack. In regards to the pack, I have it on Technic, FTB, and ATL. Most people don't realize that. I'm on the short list of mod packs that are on all three of the major launchers. Now, there is a sync service that they're starting up. They're trial running. So third-party packs that are on the FTB launcher, like mine, can be synchronized over to the Curse client. So hopefully, if I do get approved, I've applied for it. If I get approved, then I can actually water. If I can get approved, then I can actually get seamless syncing where I don't have to put the pack out on the Curse launcher. All I have to do is just make sure it stays updated on FTB, and it'll automatically show up on the Curse Launcher. And that's going to be very, very good. I cannot wait for that. I'm curious to see. I don't know if I get points for that. I don't know how the points things work. We'll see. Anyway. Yes. Thirsty all of a sudden. What else has been going on? Gods of Skyforge. Fun game, but I'm getting very, very frustrated by the completely abysmal communication system. I have friends that play that game. 2 of them actually pitched in and got me the Founders Pack. They bought it for me as a present. Here, play this game, cover it some, we can play it with you. It was awesome. And I can't find them in game. I can barely tell when they're online, and when they're online, I can't talk to them because the chat system's horrible. If I'm in the same room as they are, I could talk to them. But as soon as we go out of into separate zones or instancing or anything like that, no. It's also getting to where the content that I do is getting more and more and more repetitive, and I started off on one class, and I am maybe 30% of the way towards unlocking another one, a new one that I haven't messed with yet. Because in beta, I messed with the Berserker, the Gunner, which is what I'm playing now, the Lightbinder, the Paladin, the Cryomancer. I played all of the core 5 starting classes that you have access to if you get the really nice Super Deluxe Founders Pack. But, so I want to get the Alchemist or the Warlock. Those are cool. But I'm 30% of the way down on unlocking one of those, and I feel like I've just been grinding the same levels over and over endlessly. It's boring. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I don't know if I'm going to keep banging my head on it, just play one night a week, and unlock one of those extra classes 3 weeks from never. Don't know. I've been having a lot more fun with Guild Wars 2. I've been making progress in Guild Wars 2. I have my main character as an engineer. He's level 80, has been for a while, but I'm got now level 64 Elementalist, and I've been having a blast with the Elementalist. I've actually been playing with my 2 brothers, Grumpy Old Man and Kurnos. We've been getting together and playing some stuff on Sunday nights, run some missions and do stuff with, get some pets for my brother Kurnos' Hunter, or Ranger, I think it's called. And we've been having a whole blast. We can wheel through a zone, 3 of us together. It's just death incarnate, hell on wheels. It's great. So we've been having a lot of fun doing that. What else have I been playing? Transistor. Oh God, I really wanted to love Transistor. I really did. I loved the hell out of Bastion, and Bastion escalated in difficulty, but it did it in a very good way. The way that Transistor is escalating in difficulty is cheap. It's cheesy. Basically, they have just maps that you'll fight a mob that's called like fetch. It's a program joke, fetch, and it's fetch 1.0, and you lay waste to that thing easily. Well, a few scenes later, you run across fetch 2.0. In fetch 2.0, suddenly is twice as fast, hits 3 times as hard, has 4 times the hit points, and it has armor suddenly. So it takes, when you're doing your damage in that game, it tells you are going to do this much damage to the target. And then suddenly these things aren't taking the damage so that they're supposed to. So you do 3 solid hits on them, and it should kill them. They should be negative 100 hit points. And instead, they're at positive 125. And there's no reasoning behind it. I don't know why. It does not explain. It doesn't have blocked or mitigated or anything like that. There's no combat log. There's not enough feedback. Plus, you have the little time meter where you pause combat and you can plot things out. Then you resume it. It all fires off. While you're waiting for that time meter to recharge, you basically just have to run around the map like a chicken with its head cut off. You can't just use your abilities. You can only have one ability at a time that you can use outside of the timer. So you can have one combat attack or one escape maneuver, but even then those things are going to have cooldowns. You can only use them so much. And if you're using them off timer, then they're busy when you go into the timer. So it's like, But basically, what ends up happening is you run across Fetch 2.0, and suddenly it has a ton of extra hit points. It takes way less damage. It hits really hard. It moves twice as fast, and it can cloak at random. It disappears off the map, and then suddenly reappears right next to you. Well, then you run into version 3.0 later on. You barely survive 2.0. You run into 3.0, and 3.0 has not only all of those previous things, it now has even more damage mitigation, so it's taking even less damage. It moves even faster than 2.0, does even more damage than 2.0, and it also has this big blur that it puts across the screen. So there's whole sections of the map that are actually kind of like somebody got crinkled tinfoil and put it all over it, and you can't see any of the mobs. So basically the entire zone, the entire map, and it's called a what did they call it? A masking generator or something like that. And a cloaking generator, something like that. Anyway, I think it was called a masking generator. They, you'll have this one little section. If the screen that you're watching me on if this window is the game map, then this one little area right here will be you. And everything else all the way around here will just be crinkled fuzz. And you can't see any mobs. You don't know where they are. You can't tell where they are, how much hit points they have, nothing. And I've had at least one fight like that. I think I've had two now. And I know more are on the way. The damage and the difficulty of the game has scaled up. I started up on easy. And the damage and the difficulty on the game is scaled up so radically and in such a bad way. They use such cheeseball tactics that I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. And it's getting less and less fun with every session I play. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Transistor. I'm really disappointed with how they're actually using tactics, because like they'll have a mob that fires a beam. Then version 2.0, instead of firing a beam, it fires 3 beams. It's not that big a deal. Even if the beams hit like a truck, you can still hide behind a wall. Not that big a deal, because the mobs don't move very fast. Well, then version 3.0, they not only have 3 beams, the beams are longer, and if the beam hits you, it drags you immediately back into the mob itself. And like within the span of a quarter of a second, you are whipped all the way across screen, and you can't get away from the mob. And there's no way to combat it. There's no way to counter this stuff. Fetch 3.0 has a stun bark all of a sudden, and it stuns you and prevents you from going into timer or using any of your evasive abilities while it sits there and hammers you down. And they can block you in corners too, so you can't run past them. And you just sit there and get hammered until you wait for your timer to fill up. It's bad. And I'm really just kind of saddened and let down, because I wanted Supergiant Games to hit another one out of the park with Bastion and Transistor. And I heard a lot of people talk well about Transistor, but I don't think they're casual players. I think they're hardcore. They're more normal to advanced players than I am. I don't think it's a casual friendly game. At least not after you hit about the 50% mark, because it really starts getting nasty, and it's just escalating even further. I'm having an absurd blast in Dishonored. Dishonored is fun, and it just gets more fun. The more stuff I unlock, I don't want to say the easier it gets, the more options you have, which by default makes it easier. It is not, do this. It is, do this, or do this over here, or you can go this way. And the farther into the game you go, the more options and the more paths you have to actually go. It's a really fun game, and I really do love Dishonored. Dishonored's been fun. It reminds me a lot of kind of the action-y kind of storyline feel that I got when I was playing through Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite was an amazing game. I really do miss playing through it. I would love to do a New Game Plus with that. I still have it loaded. I haven't erased the save games. And I keep thinking about doing a New Game Plus, because you keep the powers and the upgrades. And you just keep advancing and pushing there. So I might, I don't know, think about tuning it up one notch on difficulty, New Game Plus, see how it works. I think it could be really fun, but I don't think I'd record it. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, what else has been going on? I think that's it for me right now. Yeah, I think that's it for me right now. I'm spacing. So, wow, this has been running for 24 minutes. Holy crap, I'm rambling. I'm going to finish this blog off. I'll talk to you guys later in the week. I know that tomorrow morning I'm going to try and get an episode of Vaygrim's Chance up, but I also am supposed to get Forgecraft 2 up, and I'm supposed to actually record another episode of Grimco Construction with Preacher, so I have stuff that I need to do, so I don't want to hammer too much stuff into the morning. So no promises. There will be an episode of Forgecraft 2 if the authentication servers are working. If they're not, sorry. I need to do some mini games. I need to find some mini game servers and record some mini games that I can just buffer and upload on days like this, when, like one-offs, where I can do it on days like this where I don't have to worry, where I have to fight the authentication servers. So anyway, I'm going to talk to you later. I have later in the week, after the mod pack thing happens, probably this weekend, I'm going to try and sit down and do an updated video on this channel, Vaygrim's Rest, on my process. How I record, how I edit, how I render, everything, wall to wall, front to back. I'm going to put out a nice educational video. I want to do this because I have a lot of friends that ask me. I have a lot of acquaintances that are getting into YouTube, like Matabase, just started uploading videos. I'm real proud of him. He's trying so hard, and he's sticking to it right now. He put out a really great quality video in Warframe. So I really want to see him stick to it. So I'm going to put through a video on my process, so to speak. And we'll see how that goes. But that's later. Anyway, there are episodes of Grimco Construction coming out. Don't forget that series is now a rotating series. It rotates across my channel, Preacher's channel, and IA7X Shadows channel. So it is not going to be always on mine and theirs. You're going to have to follow it around to all the different channels in order to actually catch it. But that's what this project is. This project, they're helping me on this project, so this project's going to rotate. Other projects, it might be just me and another guest builder, so we'll address that when it comes down to it. But right now, that's it. I'll talk to you folks later. Have a good evening. Bye.